wait for 2019 to see what the Lord has in store for me. I know this category of people, these are the ones who pray and intercede and trust God. When I go to church tonight, even when the promise cards, I can see them here, even when the promise cards are given, I want to take a promise card that is encouraging. Woe unto them if you pick something like Romans 1:18. That is, the wrath of God has been revealed to the godless. I know the expectation is, you need to hear the Lord saying, I know the plans I have for you, good plans to give you a future and a hope. That is another category of people. At the same time, we have a third category of people, and these are people who I refer to as numb. They are not excited. They are just there. They are even wondering what is the fuss about when it comes to New Year, because they have been there and it's like their expectations have been cut short. Their expectations have not been realized, and everything seems to be difficult year in, year out, and therefore it is like they don't have any excitement going to the new year, and they are looking at their lives and they are wondering, what is there in for me? And I am here tonight to let you know, no matter the category that you are in, you need to understand that you are work in progress and that God is not yet done with you. And when I was thinking about what is it that I need to share with us tonight, and I prayed about it, the Lord took me to the words of Jeremiah chapter 18. Tonight I'm going to talk about a sermon title I've entitled, The Potter's Wheel. We find ourselves in different situations. We are in different categories of groups of people. As we are seated tonight, waiting for the next few minutes for us to get into 2019. And as we are in the different categories, some of us may wonder, what is there in store for me? Why does it appear like the Lord has forgotten me? Whereas others, their lives appear to be going on smoothly. The Lord reminded me about the text that I'm going to read for us. You can go there with me. Jeremiah chapter 18 and verse 1 to 6. And as I've said, I'm going to talk about the potter's wheel. That is the title of my message. And I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. If you are there, can I hear an amen? I can still hear Bibles flipping. Jeremiah chapter 18 verse 1 to 6, the Bible says, the Lord gave another message to Jeremiah. He said, go down to the potter's shop. Other versions, NIV, New American Standard Bible, they talk about the potter's house. Go down to the potter's shop and I will speak to you there. So I did as he told me, and found the potter working at his wheel. But the jar he was making did not turn out as he had hoped. So he crushed it into a lump of clay again and started over. Then the Lord gave me this message. O Israel, can I not do to you as this potter has done to his clay? As the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand. Let me read that again. Verse 6. O Israel, Can I not do to you as this potter has done to his clay? As the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand. I just finished reading the book of Jeremiah just a few weeks ago. And the majority of the prophecies that Jeremiah gave, they were very scary prophecies. As a matter of fact, he was referred to as the prophet of doom. Because every time Jeremiah stood to speak, he was talking about judgment. Judgment that was to come to the children of Israel. And the main reason he was talking about judgment is because the Israelites had deviated from the way that God wanted them to be. And because of these prophecies of judgment, Jeremiah had very few friends. Very few friends. Because every time he stood to speak, he was talking about judgment. And it was not easy for Jeremiah. At some point, actually, he said to the Lord, "You lied to me." Because you remember the call of Jeremiah in Jeremiah chapter 1. That is the desire of everyone. When you are given such a powerful message by the Lord, that I have given you power to uproot, I have given you power to build. This was going to be a very powerful man. But the prophecies that came afterwards, they were prophecies of judgment upon the nation of Israel. And interestingly, some of these prophecies were fulfilled in Jeremiah's time. That is why he wrote the book of Lamentation. In the book of Lamentation, he is lamenting what he had seen happen to the people of Israel. But even among the prophecies he gave, and as he gave the prophecies of judgment, something amazed me as I was reading this book of prophet Jeremiah. And one thing that stood out is that God spoke about his power over the lives of the people of Israel, and he tried to show them that no matter what you are doing, no matter where you are going, and even by the fact that you are denying me, I am still in control. So you find in part of the prophecy that he was giving, God reminding the children of Israel that he was still in control. One of the most quoted verses of the Bible in the whole world comes from Jeremiah chapter 29 verses 11, where God speaks to the people of Israel and he tells them, "For I know the plans I have for you." But the most amazing thing is that this prophecy or these words from the Lord comes at a time when Jeremiah has already pronounced a captivity or an exile for 70 years. But God still speaks about hope. When you come to the book of Jeremiah chapter 18, where we have started reading, God takes Jeremiah to the potter's house, and he wants to demonstrate to Jeremiah that he was still in charge, that the children of Israel were in his hands. Now when we talk about potter's house or potter's shop, I know that might appear to be a foreign language to many of us. If you are born in the city, you may not have gotten a chance to play with clay soil. For some of us who came from the rural areas, at least there is a bit of clay soil there. And we played with it a bit. But Jeremiah is sent to the potter's house, and I want the media team to prepare a clip that I want to show you so that we can flow together. And the Bible says that Jeremiah is sent to the potter's house, and when he gets there, he finds him working on the potter's wheel. You know, when you're preparing sermons like this one, it gives you a chance to get to see or interact with things that ordinarily you would not interact with. So I decided to take some time and understand what the process of pottery is like, so that I may be able to understand what is the work of a potter's wheel. I don't know whether the media team, you have that clip of a potter's wheel. That is a potter's wheel. Now, the process of pottery does not begin at the potter's wheel. And I want you to follow me, because there is something for you tonight. The process of pottery has about 8 or so stages. Now, the person who is doing the pottery, or the potter in this case, identifies the kind of clay that he has to use. And then after getting the clay, the second process is the process of kneading. Those who make chapatis, you know what kneading is. You need, the potter needs the clay to remove air bubbles and get out any form of impurities from the clay. Now after that, that is when now he places the clay on the potter's wheel. At the potter's wheel, that is where he molds the kind of a vessel he is trying to make. And then after that, he puts the vessel somewhere to dry. Some of you probably think that he puts it into a kiln. No, you don't put the vessel into a kiln immediately after it comes from the potter's wheel. It is put somewhere to dry, and then after it dries, it's now put into a kiln. The kiln is to heat so that now it can dry properly. Then the other stage is called glazing. Glazing is where now they apply the colors. You know those cups you have in your houses, the beautiful flower pots that you have in your houses, those colors that they have, that process is called glazing. Then they put it back into the kiln for burning or for heating again. I don't want to go through all the processes. Tonight I want to dwell on the potter's wheel. Because as the scripture says, Jeremiah came to the potter's shop and he found him working on the potter's wheel. And the Bible says that the vessel that he was working did not come out the way he was expecting. So what did he do? He crushed it again and put it back on to the potter's wheel to fashion it to what he wanted it to be. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 64 verses 8 that God is the potter and we are the clay. We are the work of his hand. Now I want you to imagine with me, God seated like the way that man was seated there, and the wheel is spinning, and the person who is on top of that potter's is a place of molding, or it is a place for shaping. The potter gets the clay and puts it on the potter's wheel. That is where the molding begins. I want you to understand this, that if a vessel has not gone through a potter's wheel, we cannot call it a vessel. It cannot be used because it has not been molded. Now, something I understood when I was looking at the process of pottery. The potter is very patient when he is working on the potter's wheel. If he wants to make a cup, he cannot sit there and start spinning the wheel, and then a shape of a sphuria comes and he says, I'm okay with this. No. He is very patient. And that is why the Bible says that when Jeremiah arrived at the potter's house, he was working on the potter's wheel, and the item he was working on did not come out the way he was expecting. So he crushed it and put it back on the potter's wheel until he gets what he was looking for. I want to speak to us tonight, because until God is done with you on the potter's wheel, you are not going to leave the potter's wheel. And God is patient, no matter how long it takes. And I was reminded about the journey of the children of Israel, and I know all of you know this. This journey would have taken them just about 11 days. But they ended up taking 40 years. Look at what the reason God gives because of this. He says in Exodus 13 and verse 17, when Pharaoh finally let the people go, God did not lead them along the main road that runs through Philistine, even though that was the shortest route to the promised land. God said, if the people are faced with a battle, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So at the place of mourning, God is patient. Now this is the unfortunate bit about this. You will have to determine how long you want to remain at the potter's wheel. The children of Israel remained at the potter's wheel for 40 years because the Lord takes them a certain mile and they then go back, or they are taken a certain direction and they decide to do other things. You remember when Moses went to take the 10 commandments, and the children of Israel said, he has taken too long, and they started worshiping an idol. In fact, as a matter of fact, when Aaron helped them to mold an idol calf, they started singing that this is the God who got us from Egypt. Then, after some time, when Moses sent the spies to spy the land, when they brought the report, and they said we cannot be able to get to that land because it is inhabited by giants. The most interesting thing, when you read from Numbers, it took the spies 40 days, and because they brought a negative report, God said, for those 40 days, every day will stand for a year. Every day will stand for a year. Are there promises that you received at the beginning of the year 2018? Are there promises? Are there words that God spoke into your life? What have you been doing at the potter's wheel? Have you been there to be molded by the Lord? But or at some point you got excited and at the potter's wheel. The children of Israel. Something very important about this aspect is that even as we are being molded, we also need to be patient. Because the potter must finish what he is doing. In Romans chapter 9, Apostle Paul is asking whether the work of the potter or the vessel can look at the potter and ask, why have you made me this way? So even at the potter's wheel, there is need for patience. Because if there is no patience, you will keep going back to the potter's wheel. And I say there are 8 stages for that vessel to be used. One of the greatest hindrances to the molding process for us is sin. It is Isaiah who says, the hand of the Lord is not short to deliver, but it's our sin that keeps away us from Him. A place of molding. Number 2, about the potter's wheel. At the potter's wheel, and I love this aspect, that is the place of design. That is the place of design. I hope you watched carefully that clip. Did you see the way the potter was, keeping his hands, and his hands were shaping, and this item was coming out very nicely. At the potter's wheel, that is the place for design. Now, from the same piece of clay, the potter is able to make vessels of different design. From the same piece of clay, the potter can make different items. Romans chapter 9 verse 21, the Bible tells us, does not the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay some pottery for special purposes and some for common use? The secret of experiencing breakthroughs in 2019, it is understanding what you are cut out for. What is your design? Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 10, the Bible tells us, for we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works that He prepared for us. And as we saw in Romans 9, that at the potter's wheel, He is able to make different items. Some items are for special purposes, other items are for common use. A place of design. I don't know at what place you are. I don't know when you look at your life and you consider the work of the potter. Can you be able to say that I'm being molded to be an item for special purpose, or I'm being molded to be an item for common use? A vessel meant for tough responsibilities is designed differently with a vessel for simpler duties. The vessel he prepares for carrying water is different with the vessel that he prepares or he makes for cooking. A place of design, that from the same piece of clay, the potter can make different items. Number 3, and I love this, at the potter's wheel, it is a place of purpose. It is a place for special purposes. One cup from the potter's wheel may end up drinking some muratina in some bush areas. Another vessel or another cup from the potter's wheel can end up in State House serving dignitaries. And I want you to open with me because this is important. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 20. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 20. The scripture says, in a large house, there are articles, not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay. Some are for special purposes, and some for common use. Verse 21, those who cleanse themselves from the latter will be instruments for special purposes, made holy, useful to the master, and prepared to do any good work. From the same potter's wheel, items that are coming from there, some can be used for noble purposes, others can be used for common use. And I want to pause here because I know we are excited for 2019. And I want to ask a question to each one of us. Are you going to be an item for noble use, or are you going to be an item for common use? The Bible says that we can change how we are going to be used if we sanctify our lives. Let me remind you of a story we read in the book of Luke chapter 7, from verse 37 thereabout. One time, Jesus is invited by a Pharisee named Simon. And while there, the Bible tells us that an immoral woman learned that Jesus is in Simon's house. And she came and walked to where Jesus was. And she started weeping. And on her hand, she had carried a bottle of very expensive perfume. And the Bible says that her tears wet the feet of Jesus. And she wiped the feet with her hair, even as she applied the expensive perfume on Jesus. Now the man who was seated together with Jesus looked at Jesus and said, if he knew what kind of a woman is this, he would not allow her to touch him. Now when I think about this story, it excites me because of one reason. This woman came in, and I believe as he was coming in, he was even wondering whether she's going to be allowed to go to where Jesus was. This was a house of a Pharisee, and a Pharisee, these are people who kept the law. And I believe that Simon invited the who is who in his place. He invited them to come. But this woman comes, and she came with all her problems and her struggles. But I am excited for one reason. Jesus was not just one of the visitors. Jesus was not just like the Pharisees who were seated there. We are talking about the potter, who when he sits at the potter's wheel, no matter how broken you are, no matter how destroyed you are, when you get there, he molds you and makes you the kind of a vessel he wants you to be. So this woman walks, and I believe, because everybody knew, can you imagine, we are not even told her name, but we know she was a prostitute. We don't know her name. It says she was an immoral woman. So everybody knew who she was by the kind of business she was doing. And I can see her walking to where Jesus was. She doesn't even want to be recognized. Because if they knew at the door, they would have placed men to say, no. You can't come to where men are. And men who are sanctified. Don't you know Jesus is in this place? Don't you know we are the Pharisees? We don't mingle with those who have defiled themselves. And I can see the woman walking from the door, and she's not even concerned about the people who are seated on the table. She's not even concerned about the kind of food that was placed on the table. She knew where the potter's wheel was, and she knew that the potter was there. So she makes her way to where Jesus was, and with all the shame, people know that she's a prostitute. They know even where she stands. They know where she comes from. But she comes and walks until she gets to where Jesus was. She doesn't even have the strength to look at Jesus and salute Jesus. But the Bible says she came broken. She was just crying. Tears were flowing from her eyes. She just came and sat where Jesus was. And she just started wiping the tears with her hair, because she knew her life was destroyed. She knew her life was broken. She knew things were not working right in her. She knew there were things that she has been rebelled upon. She knew everybody knew about her. But she came to the potter's house. She came to the potter. She came to the potter. And I see Jesus looking at her. And as a matter of fact, the men who were seated by the table, when they recognized this woman, they said, come on, this man calls himself a prophet. If you only knew who this woman was, she would not allow her to touch him. But Jesus looks at them and says, you know what? It's not that I don't know this woman. Before I came into this house, she never visited. Before I came into this house, she did not come. But now she has come to the potter's wheel. And you know what, Simon, since the time I came into your house, you did not give me water to wash my feet. But since this woman came in, she has not stopped wiping my feet and anointing my feet. She has not stopped cleaning my feet with her tears and wiping with her hair. You know what, Simon? This woman, her life is broken. This is not the vessel that I've expected from this woman. You know what, Simon? This woman is a prostitute. You even know about her. Nothing is working well in her life. But you know what, Simon? The potter's wheel is here. The potter's wheel is here. And Jesus takes the clay, because this is not the kind of vessel he wanted. He takes the clay, places the clay again. Jesus presses the clay again, and he places the clay on the potter's wheel, and he starts the process of molding again. He starts the process of molding again. The tears are flowing, yes, but Jesus is molding. You came in known as a prostitute, but Jesus is molding. They know the corner you stand, but Jesus is molding. The pain is there, but Jesus is molding. And you know what? After Jesus was done with molding, you know what Jesus said? That Simon, where the gospel will be preached, this woman will be mentioned. More than 2,000 years ago, Pastor Paul is talking about that woman, because she was taken back to the potter's wheel. She was taken back to the potter's wheel. People of God, we don't even know, apart from Simon, we don't even know any other name of the man of repute who had been invited to that house. We do not even know any other person. We don't know the kind of food, whether it was a 4-course meal, whether it was a 5-course meal. We are not told. But this woman came and found the potter ready to take back the vessel to the shape that he wanted. To the shape that he wanted. I know some of us seated here, the year 2018 has really crushed you. When you look at your life, you're wondering, what is it about me? Why don't I appear to progress? Why don't I appear to make headway of my life? Tonight you found your way to the church, and I want to tell you tonight, my brother, my sister, the potter is here, seated at the potter's wheel, and what he requires is you to give him his life, and he is going to mold you. You may have been crushed before, things would have been difficult. You may have come into the house of the Lord with tears, like this woman. You did not even want to know your people to know that you are going to church, because they may have wondered and asked you, where have been your God for the year 2018? Things have been going from worse, bad to worse, and you are telling us you are going to church. So you did not even tell them that you are going to church. You did not even mention that I want to go and cross over the year in CITAM current. But let me tell you, it is not by mistake that you found yourself in this place, because the potter is waiting and seated at the potter's wheel, and he is saying, I have still work to do on this vessel. And once I am done with you, people will look at you and they will glorify the name of the Lord, because at the potter's wheel, it is the place of design. And God is willing to mold you and make you the kind of a vessel that He wants. Some of you, as I said, for a long time, life has been a challenge. You have become numb. You know, when I was reading 1 Kings chapter 17, I interacted with this woman of Serapha. And when Prophet Elijah visited her and said, you know what, I want some food. This woman said, before God, we don't have bread, but we have just a little flour. Just a little flour that I'm waiting to prepare a meal for me and my son. And after that, we die. If you have never found a hopeless situation, this was a hopeless situation. This woman was waiting just for one meal, and then they die. And the Bible tells us that even after they prepared, because this man who was speaking to him had been sent by the potter, after he spoke and after the meal was prepared, the Lord walked in that house, and they had enough to eat until the famine was over. Tonight you may have had come to this place in such kind of despair, and you are looking at 2019 and you are thinking, why are people excited? When I look at my family, there is nothing to write home about. When I look at my family, when I look at my marriage, there is nothing to write home about. When I look at my children, it's a very hopeless situation. I want you to understand, just like the woman we read in Luke chapter 7, and this woman of Zarephath, who both were in very desperate situation, when they met with the potter, when they met with the potter, and they were placed on the potter's wheel, the story changed. The story changed. And how I pray tonight that for all of us seated here, we will understand that we are work in progress. We will understand that the Lord has intentions over our lives to make us the vessels He wants us to be. We will understand that He is still there waiting. He is still there waiting. And when we come back and say, Lord, I come back, I am broken, but I want to be the vessel You want me to be, just allow Him. Allow Him. Apostle Paul, before he became the apostle we know about. You know the story in the book of Acts, chapter 9, through his conversion, that this man was a persecutor of brethren. That means he was zealous in doing what he thought was the right thing. He was zealous in doing what he thought that is what he was cut out for. Wait until he met with the potter and the story changed. Because when he met with Jesus and he was taken back to the potter's wheel, he was molded into the design. He was molded into the purpose. He was molded in what God always intended him to be. Children of God, whether young or old, the potter is waiting. The potter is waiting. What kind of a vessel are you going to be? What kind of a vessel in 2019 are you going to turn out to be? Timothy, Paul speaking to Timothy, he says that if you sanctify yourself, you can become a vessel of a noble purpose. You want to experience breakthroughs in 2019. You cannot experience breakthroughs beyond or outside what the potter intends for your life. As I bring this message to a close, I don't know where you are as a person. You could be those three categories of people I defined. Excited, looking forward to 2019 for great breakthroughs. We bless the Lord. Even you go to the next stage of pottery. You could be those who came here tonight with a heart and a crushed spirit and wondering, where is God in all this? I want to remind you this. As the clay is in the potter's hand, so you are in the hand of the Lord. As the clay is in the potter's hand, so you are in God's hand. Potter's wheel, a place of molding, a place of design, and a place of purpose. A place of molding, a place of design, a place of purpose. May you have a happy new year. Amen.